So I've got a couple of things to go through here that have been circulating in the news. I'm going to get the papers here. So it's just come out that uh, the government of the long-haired Matt Daddy, Justin Trudeau, will be giving $119 million in aid to Middle Eastern and African nations that are going through a food crisis, that are suffering from the food crisis. And this is coming straight from the CBC. So, Canada will provide $119 million to help people in countries in the Middle East and Africa in the midst of food crisis. Immigration Minister Ahmed Hussein told reporters in Toronto on Friday. And this is coming straight from the Crooked Broadcasting Corporation, also known as CBC. It has also just come out that the government of the long-haired Mac Daddy has just cut benefits for people suffering from diabetes. So I believe the tax benefits will be going away for people with diabetes, and it's so great now that I have this laptop that I can work from, that I can actually do research and talk to you guys at the same time. So I just want to get the official story so I can read it to you from an official source. So, Trudeau government clawing back tax credit that help diabetic Canadians. So, that's what's happening with people who are suffering from diabetes. The tax credit is going away, cutting benefits for people with diabetes. I have diabetes, so this is going to affect me massively. It's going to be more expensive to get medication and all that stuff. And the reason I'm talking about this is not because he's doing this because it's whatever, but we're about to give $119 million in aid to African and Middle Eastern nations. And on top of that, we're about to cut benefits that help people who are suffering with diabetes in our country. This government is cutting services for Canadians in need, but giving to other nations in need. And I'm telling you, this makes me so fucking angry. Like, seriously? I don't know. I am so pissed off right now at this country. I'm actually ashamed of my country right now. I'm ashamed of our government right now. And I'm ashamed of what our people have done to elect this long-haired Matt Daddy, who's the emissary of the devil himself, who comes from the third region of hell. This guy does not give two rats behind about Canadians. And any Canadian that still supports the Liberals are a bunch of pathetic, sick, you're a whore. You're nothing but Trudeau's whore. That's what you are. You are Trudeau's whore. You're a dog. I have no respect for anybody who's in this country that still supports Trudeau. Unless, of course, you are from another country or you're Muslim. Then, of course, I can understand it. But you're a Canadian, born here, raised here, especially if you have diabetes, especially if you're a veteran whose benefits got cut a few months ago, especially, or a few years ago, especially if you are a native, First Nations, who you're living with contaminated water, contaminated poisonous water, children walking barefoot, no good water supply, native reserves look like the worst part of Africa. And the government hasn't given a penny to fix the contaminated water problem, but now they're about to give $119 million in aid to Middle Eastern and African nations to help with the food crisis. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but how are you now going to cut benefits for people who are struggling with diabetes? And I just found out that Canada ranks number 4th in developed countries that have that with child poverty. We rank 4th among developed nations when it comes to child poverty. Child poverty, and yet we're giving $119 million. I like, my heart is burning when I talk right now. Like, literally, I feel like there's blood coming out of my eyeballs, like Megyn Kelly. I feel like blood is about to come out of my eyeballs when I think of what this government has done. I can't contain my anger right now. This government has done some pretty bad things, but for you to now say you're going to cut benefits for people with diabetes, cut just people who are sick, cut the benefit, just cut it, cut no more tax ben. Yeah, forget you stink, nasty people with your diabetes in this country. We're gonna give it to some Mustafa out there in the Middle East, or Mugabe's country, to help with the food crisis. You think those countries in the Middle East and Africa are going to use that money to help their people? Every single time these third world nations get aid from first world countries, which are a bunch of pushovers, Canada being the biggest pushover bitch of the whole world, and I ain't afraid to say it, Canada's the world's bitch. We are the world's bitch. We just give nothing in return. We get walked on over. Look how they treat Trudeau at the G8. But these third world nations get money from these first world nations and don't end up doing anything to help their people with the money. This is ridiculous. And it happens all the time. So they're going to take the $119 million and they're going to probably put it in their Swiss bank account. Meanwhile, we're cutting our people who would be grateful for the money and the help. We cut them off, and then we give to these other countries. And we're not even giving it to the people who's suffering from the food crisis. We're giving it to the corrupt governments of these third world nations. This is some first-rate bullshit, man. This is some first-rate bullshit, man. Why is Canada such a pathetic, just pushover nation? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why? Why does Canada do this? All the time. And it's worse with Trudeau now. Just forgetting your people. Man, why do we do this? Why? Canada, come on, man. What are you doing? What are we doing as a people? What are we doing? This is stupid. I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. If we don't get rid of this long-haired Baghdadi in 2019, we're a bunch of idiots. We deserve what we get. Man.